Hey there, welcome back to Impact Daily Devotion. And we just want to appreciate all that are connecting with us today in Impact Church of Tampa. You rock. So thank you for listening and watching today. We've been talking about Red Letters Part 2, and we're looking at just life leadership lessons from Jesus. So today, our devotion is coming from the Gospel according to Matthew, chapter 11. I'm going to begin at verse 7 and read down through 11. It says, as they departed, Jesus began to say to the multitudes concerning John, what did you go out into the wilderness to see? A reed shaken by the wind? What did you go out to see? A man clothed in soft garments? Indeed, those who wear soft clothing are in kings' houses. But what did you go out to see? A prophet? Yes, I say to you, and more than a prophet. For this is he of whom it is written, behold, I send my messenger before your face, who will prepare your way before you. Assuredly, I say to you, among those born of women, there has not risen one greater than John the Baptist. But he who is least in the kingdom of heaven is greater than he. We're going to talk for just a moment about the personal life leadership lesson of edifying others, building up others. Edify means to build up and to speak well of the good qualities that are in other people. That is just a great thing that we can develop, nurture, and practice in our own lives, and those who we have the opportunity to share life with. And even Jesus himself does this. Because, in fact, verses before that, John is questioning who Jesus is because he's in a bad way, he's in a tough situation, and he's starting to doubt because he's in prison. He's in prison, and he didn't expect it would end this way. And he said, John asked his guys to go and say, hey, ask Jesus, is he really the one? Or should I be looking for somebody else? Because disappointment began to shape how he saw things.
So actually, John was offended.
Yeah, he was offended. He was offended at how the life has happened out for him. Yep, he did all the right things, and he ended up in prison. And Jesus did say, blessed is he who's not offended in me. But then he goes on to pay what I believe is one of the greatest compliments Jesus ever paid anyone. Because he said, you go out to see a weak guy in today's language. He said, you thought you went to see some soft guy in soft clothing and, living in comfort. He said, no, this is a real dude. This guy's the real deal. Living out in the desert, preaching truth. He said, as a matter of fact, did you want to see a prophet? He's greater than any average prophet. He's the one that Isaiah was speaking about. And he's preparing the way of the Lord. And then he said, of all men born of women. Now, that's a lot of men, even up to that point.
Yeah.
He said, there's not risen one greater than John the Baptist. Now, this is what he says about a man that just questioned whether or not he was the one. So even though John was offended, Jesus rose above that and didn't allow John's offense to get him offended.
Right.
But he saw the good in him. In other words, he recognized where he was stumbling, but he didn't stumble over what the man stumbled over. He rose above that and spoke to the greatness that was in him. Yeah. And this is what a graceful, wonderful thing we see, and an example that Jesus sets for us.
Speak to the greatness in people.
In people.
Encourage people, build them up.
Yeah.
Find something good to say about people, because it will bless them, and ultimately it blesses you and God the Father. That is absolutely awesome. So Jesus rose above the offense that John found himself in and questioning, because Jesus wasn't doing what John thought he should be doing.
That's right.
John was the one to prepare the way for Jesus. And I think he said at one time, I'm not even worthy to tie his shoelaces.
That's right.
So John had some pretty big expectations of Jesus. And again, things weren't going like he thought that they should. And so he found himself offended, like I'm sure if we're all honest and transparent, we have found ourselves at some point in time.
Yeah.
But what did Jesus, that is absolutely amazing, honey. He recognized where John was.
Right.
And yet he told them to give him these words.
Yeah.
That was awesome. Encourage him, build him up. Don't let him stay there. And yet he didn't allow himself to be pulled into where John was.
Yeah. So Jesus was he was big.
Yeah.
He was big-hearted. And so he saw beyond that. And that's something that we can take away today, to be people who edify others. So we want to encourage you in that today, and we hope that it will be a blessing and a nugget that you can nurture and develop in your life. And remember, it's about relationship and not religion.
Absolutely. And Impact Church of Tampa, you guys are all of that and some. You guys rock.
And we'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.
Bye.